conversation is just understanding what a native says and then speaking to the native. There's one exercise that I did every single day in the summer of 2022 that actually got me fluent in Spanish.
Soy Hamid, hablo 4 idiomas y aprendí español 4 veces más rápido que el estudiante medio en solo 120 horas.
You see, I tried all the different apps, Duolingo, Pimsleur, Babbel, Memrise, and I still didn't make any progress with them. And so it all came back to like defining fluency, because when I thought about what Spanish actually was, I realized that like there's a difference between real world Spanish and textbook Spanish that like is seen in Duolingo, Babbel, and all these apps. And so the real difference there is that textbook Spanish is slow, clean, and it's like very one word at a time. Whereas real Spanish, whether we hear in real life, is fast, has accents, and the words are sort of smushed together. And so once I realized this, the way that I should be learning Spanish should be through listening to real Spanish, because that's what I want to understand, for one, and that's also what I want to be able to speak. And a conversation is just understanding what a native says and then speaking to the native. The way that I go through this is 3 simple steps. I call this transcript training. This pattern of listening, understanding, and repeating, these 3 steps, can work in any way possible. This is how I did it myself. So the way I'd listen to native Spanish is that I'll pick real native Spanish content with accurate subtitles, okay? Mostly accurate. And the reason why it's better to choose real captions written by real people and not auto-generated is because it's more accurate. And I purposely pick extremely hard to understand content because that was my goal, right? My goal was to understand fast Spanish. And then after I listened to it, I wouldn't understand many things, right? Because I obviously didn't speak Spanish.
But if you're just starting out, I'd highly recommend checking out the Speedy Spanish Roadmap. It's a free course I created to help you start learning Spanish with these methods. And you'll find it in the first link in the description.
And so then I'd move on to the second step, which is understand, which is where I will go to a translator called DeepL, and I'll translate every single word individually and then the whole sentence holistically. And the reason why I did that was to understand the logic of Spanish. It was to understand that different words and sentences in Spanish will mean different things in different contexts. And so if you just translate the entire phrase, you'll lose a lot of that meaning and logic, okay? You'll find that the word-for-word translation and the full translation, the translation of the meaning, there will usually be a discrepancy between those two. And so to understand that gap, I try to understand the why, the logic, through translating word for word and then also the entire sentence. And then to understand the verbs and the sort of reoccurring patterns, I would search up every single verb conjugation for every verb I found using a Spanish dict, where all you do is you put in a verb and it'll show you all the conjugations. And there, specifically for irregular verbs, I can find the irregularities and find the patterns, okay? And this is in the same lane as like, if you ever in school, you studied hydrocarbons, like propane, propene, and propyne. You can see that the ending of ein, een, and ein will apply for other hydrocarbons. So we had ethane, ethene, and ethyne, for example. And so you can see in the same way in Spanish, the endings will have reoccurring patterns because you'll study them in proportion to how often you'll hear them, right? You'll find that a lot of natives will use verbs like ser and estar and haber and ir all of the time. And so searching up their conjugations and getting familiar with their forms is much more important than something like, to sew, right? And so that's why I do that for every single verb I encounter. And then finally, I go back to before that sentence was said. And now that I've, understood it and gone through the verbs conjugations, I understand that sentence fully. I play it again and try not to read the subtitles and just try to listen to the natives to understand them. And if I don't understand them, I'll run it back until I do, okay? And so it might seem counterintuitive to pick fast content with thick accents, but in reality, it's like if the goal is to speak with natives, if the goal is to have a conversation, a back and forth with a native, then training for natives is literally what you want to do because you're training for the fight. Because the goal is to speak with the native. It's not to speak with someone who speaks slowly, right? And so at first, it takes a long time because it's extremely hard to understand real fast Spanish. But that's the point, right? The point is that it will be extremely hard and it'll take a long time in the beginning. But what happens is, if done consistently, you'll be able to understand the entire piece of content. And then what happens is, whenever you hear a real native speak in another piece of content, or in real life even, you'll pick up on the words much easier because you've trained for that. You've literally trained for hearing words said by natives in native context, with native accents, with speed. And so next time you encounter it in real life, it won't be a surprise. And so you're training for the fight that you want to fight. And so you're actually training for the thing that you want to get better at. And so this is the one exercise that I probably attribute most of my fluency to, okay? Obviously, I recommend starting off with going through Spanish grammar, through understanding the logic, understanding the why. And if you want to start for free, I recommend the language transfer course. And I also do go through it in the Speedy Spanish Academy. But after going through that, this exercise is probably the highest leverage thing one can do, in my opinion. because it teaches you vocabulary through the most high leverage method ever, okay? Because it teaches you how the words are actually pronounced by natives. It teaches you the context of words being used. It teaches you how natives drop letters and combine words. It gets you used to the speed of natives when they speak. It gets you learning the most commonly used verbs and their conjugations in direct proportion to how much they're used in real life. And you can even make it fun by choosing a piece of content that you personally would like to watch, which is way more motivating than a massive 500 card flashcard deck. And so even though it's hard, yes, it's hard. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's some easy thing, but in my experience, it is the most effective way to, one, learn vocabulary, two, learn to understand natives when they speak. Now, this alone won't get you fluent. 100% it won't, because this is just to understand natives, and to get fluent, a conversation is made of speaking and understanding. So this will help you to learn new vocabulary, new words, but also learn how to understand those words. But it won't get you actually speaking Spanish. So this alone won't get you fluent. However, this one exercise is the highest leverage exercise in my experience. I have a series on my channel where I'm trying to reach native Spanish fluency. My main focus is literally just this exercise. Like, I practice what I preach. This is the exercise that I personally spend the most time doing if I want to practice my Spanish. Like, if I find that my Spanish is like a little I'm a little rusty, I will do this exercise. That's why. So yeah, if you're serious about learning Spanish and you want help from me, then you can check the second link in the description. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed and stay humble.